You've probably figured out by now, but one of my favorite things to do is laugh at right-wing grifters, especially at people who are failing to be right-wing grifters, because it's not that hard. So if you're failing, then it's really probably time to reconsider your career path. If you've been online for a while, then there's a chance you remember someone by the name of Noodles, otherwise known as Dennis. He was, from what I recall, basically an influencer news page. I didn't follow him, and I don't really have a great memory of what he actually did online, but ever since he stopped doing that, he's been trying to find his niche again. And he's attempted a few different things like comedy. He had his own brick and mortar comedy hall for a while. I don't know if he still has it. On top of that, he's tried his luck with a few other channels. Some of them have been pretty weird. He's done some AI stuff, and really none of it has stuck.
How do I know without a doubt that this is AI-generated content? Well, let's take a look at the video, shall we?
Hey y'all, it's Pearl.
So he starts the video with this AI-generated character. This is the voice that he's been using for all the AI content on this channel previously.
But Dennis has found his new calling, and maybe this will be it for him? Yeah, now Dennis is trying his luck with the right-wing grift, and it's been interesting to watch. He seems to have rebranded his channel as a right-wing commentary space called Mask Off with Noodles. The channel, I'm guessing, is his old channel. It has almost 500,000 subscribers, but the videos don't seem to do that well, usually capping out around 1,000, 2,000 views. Obviously, the engagement isn't there. I'll go ahead and read you the description for his channel so you can get an idea of what we're working with here. Welcome to Mask Off, a bold conservative commentary show hosted by Dennis Fetosa, aka Noodles. This is where the mask comes off, the truth comes out, and the left gets held accountable. From campus insanity and government overreach to media manipulation and moral collapse, Mask Off breaks down the cultural chaos with biting humor, sharp analysis, and zero tolerance for lies. Rooted in faith, common sense, and unapologetic honesty, this channel is a digital stronghold for the politically homeless, the spiritually grounded, and anyone who's done pretending the emperor has clothes. Oh, it's kind of incredible. I really do want to break this down a little bit because this is so textbook that it's too on the nose. It's too fine-tuned to try and capture the attention of the lowest common denominator. Rooted in faith, common sense. Common sense. I love it. That common sense politics that the right is always preaching. They're always saying it's common sense.
The interior.
It's common sense. And common sense, it's common sense. It's just all this is just common sense. It's total common sense.
He's tapped into that vein and unapologetic honesty. This channel is a digital stronghold for the politically homeless. The spiritually grounded, he's leaning into faith as well. That's also a big one. And anyone who's done pretending the emperor has clothes. Going back up a little bit, this is where the mask comes off, the truth comes out, and the left gets held accountable. I want you to remember that part about the left getting held accountable, because as we continue to go through what Dennis has been up to lately, you're going to see these shots at the left come up again and again and again, and they're dated. These are old attacking points. These don't really work anymore. But Dennis hasn't figured that out because he doesn't have an actual right-wing position that he wants to advocate for. He's just a grifter. He's trying to recreate what has worked in the past. Recently, Noodles went on Jubilee, and he wasn't even the main person, by the way. He was just one of the people who gets to rush for the chair, which I think is quite a fall from grace given where his career once was. He has a platform that by all accounts should have gotten him a main billing position, but he's so irrelevant now that they didn't even bother. I'll play you some of the highlights from this Jubilee experience because really, like I said, Dennis is engaging in some textbook behavior here.
My first surrounding claim is that Trump's mass deportation plan is making us less safe.
Hey, how's it going, brother?
Mr. Toza.
Good to see you.
Great to meet you. It's interesting that you claim that because according to the DHS, 70% of the people who have been deported so far have been criminals, either caught in the act. Yes. I'm surprised you're surprised. You ran for Congress and you don't know this?
That's what those numbers said?
That is 70%. The other 30% are people who went through the entire immigration process and had some sort of deportation detainer. Are you standing for criminals? Is that what you're doing right now?
Of interior removals, 70% of the people deported literally have not been convicted criminals. What are you talking about? That's according to DHS.
That's according to DHS? Where are you getting your data from?
DHS.
What day? This is like just recently.
From up to October or mid-October of this year.
So we're going to need a fact check on this because I literally checked yesterday.
They're not convicted criminals. 70% of the people deported are not convicted criminals under interior
They
removals.
were people, so they were people that had either been convicted criminals.
No.
Or they had, we're like at a stalemate because now you're claiming something and I'm claiming something from the same source. So
70% of the people that have been deported under interior removals are not convicted criminals, and that is a fact.
That's not a fact. At the end of the day, it is what's happening. They literally published the photos of everybody who was being deported.
So I didn't realize that they posted every single photo on Twitter.
No, they published the majority of them, yeah. But there's data.
Really?
This is, yeah. I mean, you're hitting back at me
You're
with
saying they
data
deported hundreds of thousands of people and they post pictures of every single one.
They're not posting. See, this is what you're doing here is you're building like this false deflection around it. I didn't say everybody. I said they're posting photos of people who are being deported. Yes.
So that means that they're deporting.
They're posting, bro. I don't know if you're acting stupid or you're purposely just like misconstruing what I'm saying. I came here with a piece of data. You completely rewrote it in real time.
No, I gave you the facts.
You completely rewrote it. I mean, I'm surprised you ran for Congress.
When this episode comes out and they show the fact check and you are miserably wrong, as you clearly
I'm not going to be wrong.
And they show this is going to be really beautiful when America gets to watch the fact that the person running to be your next congressman literally cannot read data.
This guy's breaking down in real time. He's like looking at the clock. Please get me out of here.
I think I'm doing pretty
You looked
good.
at the clock, dude. You're breaking down in real time. I can see your face is like twitching.
I think I'm just chilling. How can a guy be so confident in something and be so wrong?
So he has this back and forth with Isaiah Martin where they are debating the statistics, and Dennis says the stats are not right. Isaiah Martin says, well, this is the stat. And they go back and forth. And Dennis, of course, can just lie because lying is OP. He doesn't have to concede on the actual point. And since Jubilee doesn't do any real-time fact-checking, there's no one stepping in to put an end to this back and forth. Once Dennis can no longer debate the point at hand, he starts to accuse Isaiah of crashing out. It's really incredible. I mean, he's got this down to a T, this strategy. It's just not working anymore. You can tell by the reactions of the people in the room. I mean, the red flags start to go up, and you can see that just looking at them. Some of them, sure, are as locked in and as delusional as Dennis, but some of them see through the facade, and they don't exactly think Dennis is doing a good job when it comes to debating the topic. Dennis didn't do much of a better job when Isaiah picked him at the end to ask his own question. Ultimately, he didn't really ask a question. He just said, Democrats hate America, which is not really a debatable point. That's very subjective and obviously not something Isaiah can really debate in a quick little back and forth with Dennis. But Dennis wasn't trying to have a proper debate or anything like that. I think Dennis had a couple reasons for going on Jubilee. One was to farm clips because, he immediately uploaded this to his own channel and tried to make it seem like he did well. The comments, however, are not buying it. Glazing yourself like this in the third person is crazy, LOL. You think you destroyed him? LMAO, you're living in delusion, you absolute muppet. This dude used to wear cat ear headphones too, LMAO. Deaf Noodles gets destroyed by Isaiah Martin should be the title. How did you watch this back, saw the fact checks running throughout, and yourself crashing out, and decided to share this humiliation to even more people? I'm not on either side of the political spectrum, but I will say this. All you did was shout and scream and yell over your opponent to deflect from the fact that you were getting whooped, provided incorrect facts, spewed playground insults, and attempted to point out that your opponent was having a breakdown, when it's very clear the one having the complete and utter breakdown was you. Pathetic. It's frightening that you're going for a career in politics, and the American public is and should be very concerned about candidates like you. Now, that last sentence might have caught your attention. What does this person mean by Dennis is going for a career in politics? Well, that's the other reason I think Dennis went on Jubilee. Dennis is currently running for Congress in the state of California. He has his own website up and everything. Dennis Feitosa is running for Congress to fight for working families and make Los Angeles livable again, with a big fat donate button right where you can see it. You scroll down a little bit and you get Who is Dennis? Dennis Feitosa is a digital entrepreneur and grassroots Republican activist running for Congress in Glendale, Burbank, Hollywood, and Pasadena. Born in New Jersey and raised in Sao Paulo, Brazil, Dennis returned to the U.S. to pursue the American dream, building a media career and launching a creative business in Los Angeles. As he built his life here, he became deeply involved in the issues impacting his neighbors, speaking at city council meetings to demand transparency on homelessness spending, meeting with law enforcement and public safety officials to discuss policy reforms, and organizing community efforts around voter ID and election integrity. From feeding the homeless to sounding the alarm on waste, fraud, and abuse. Sorry, that's just a red flag for me. Waste, fraud, and abuse. That's okay. Anyway, Dennis has stood shoulder to shoulder with the people of this district because he believes LA can be a place where working families can afford to stay, thrive, and raise their children. Scroll down some more, you get a little bit of his platform here. Lower everyday costs for families, highest gas prices in the nation and going up, $24 billion in 5 years on homelessness, 0 results, end LA's homeless industrial grift. Lootings and home invasions are out of control. Restore safety to every neighborhood. If you want more information on this platform, you can go up here and click on the platform button. I lied, actually. There's nothing here. It says coming soon. So not quite ready to delve in deep on his platform, I guess. There is also this tab that says don't click. I'm not quite sure what that's about, but I don't like being told what to do, so I'm going to click it anyways. Oh, okay. I don't know what I expected, but it wasn't this. It's his opponent. For some reason, he has the information about his opponent under a tab that says don't click. Maybe a little bit of reverse psychology. He knows his audience. I don't know. This is about Laura Friedman. That's who he's running against. I don't know anything about her, but apparently she has been endorsed by DSA, Democratic Socialists of America, so that's a decent start. I'll read you a little bit of what Dennis has up here about his opponent. The record Laura Friedman can't hide. Laura Friedman is a liar wrapped in moderation, a communist wolf dressed in Democrat wool. See, this is what I mean by he's outdated. He's sticking with the communist bullshit. We are so past that shit. Did he not see how that played out with Zoran? No one gives a fuck about communists, especially when you're in fucking California, Dennis. Let me remind you, he's running as a Republican in California. Endorsed by the Democratic Socialists of America, DSA, tied to Zoran Mamdani and bent on taking your children, your land, and your vote. Over in New York, Mamdani shouts for the state to seize private property. Meanwhile, in California, his comrade Laura Friedman runs the same playbook, only quieter. She smiles. She poses as a moderate, but the DSA didn't just back her. They made her sign a pledge before they'd even consider her. A socialist oath. She agreed to call herself a democratic socialist, to pay dues, to serve their cause. Her loudest fan is Konstantin Anthony, a self-admitted Trotskyite who dreams of permanent revolution. He says it starts by dismantling your family. Believe him. For 8 years in the California State Assembly, from 2016 through 2024, Friedman built a record most voters in this district have never seen. Let's take a closer look. Let's take a closer look, shall we? Transing children. Oh boy. She co-authored AB 957, branding parents who refuse puberty blockers as abusers. She pushed AB 1955, letting schools hide a child's gender change from mom and dad. Years earlier, she authored AB 1266, opening girls' bathrooms to biological males. She calls it inclusion. What it actually is surrender of privacy, of protection, of truth. Land grabs. AB 2097 killed parking mandates. Wasn't this about the transing of children? How did we get to parking mandates? AB 894 took private lots for government shared use. AB 2323 opened toxic sites to high-rises. Once again, this is all under the transing children's tab here. I think Dennis lost the plot a little bit. Friedman bulldozed Glendale and Burbank, forced rezoning, and rammed through the BRT line. Streets lost parking, homes lost value, people lost control. It's all part of her DSA-approved plan. God, I love this Red Scare bullshit. It's kind of beautiful, actually. He's about a decade too late to the party. It's incredible. Now, as Mamdani rises, she's desperately scrubbing the red off her record. She plays moderate on Fox News, but she signed the pledge. She joined DSA. They own her. It breaks my heart to see a career politician like Laura sell Glendale, Burbank, Pasadena, and Hollywood short just to get ahead. This is the heart of American creativity, faith, and family. I'm a small business owner who grew up in Brazil. I saw socialism consume nations. In Brazil? You saw socialism consume nations in Brazil? I know what comes next. Okay, that's why I'm running to stop it. To defend parents, to protect your property, to cut taxes, lower costs, and bring safety back to our streets. This district doesn't need another Marxist in disguise. It needs someone who will fight for the people. So he's put more time into the tab shitting on his opponent than into the tab that gives his own platform. I just want to make that very clear. The tab for his own platform, not complete, says coming soon. The tab for discussing his opponent, it's done. You heard it. I don't know what you think of it, but it's here. And that really brings us to today, to the modern day, to the big 2-6. And I don't know what else to say about Dennis at this point other than he's playing a right-wing grift. I've shown you some of the things he's been saying. If you know what to look for, if you're familiar enough with right-wing grifters, with their debate tactics, with the way they just lie about things, then you can see what Dennis is doing. I think it's kind of sad to see someone who once had such a big channel and such a big presence on the internet end up in such a disgraced position. Like I said, this is a guy who was once, getting millions of views and is now getting less than 10K views a video. His comments are full of people dunking on him. And this is not the first failed attempt at a new pivot that he has taken. Maybe it's time to hang up the hat, Dennis. Maybe it's time to find a new career, because obviously the internet has left you behind. I don't know what else to say about this. This was just incredible, and I couldn't really help myself from discussing it. There's a lot of other stuff that I didn't even get into, like his little back and forth with Adam McIntyre, or how he went on the H3 podcast. But ultimately, I do find this trajectory to be very fascinating. I just don't see this working out for him. And I can't say that I'm upset about that, given the platform that he is running on. It's not just conservative, it's very MAGA based. You have him using terms like transing the children. He's very much trying to lean into the right-wing fervor, but I guess he hasn't realized that he's coming in at the end of that wave. If things continue as they have been, and I suspect they will, we are seeing a woke resurgence, a woke renaissance, if you will. And I just don't think that this is the time to be getting in on the right-wing pivot. In fact, if anything, this would be a time to be leaning away from it. And yet, here we have Dennis, once again, I cannot stress enough, running as a Republican in California, in LA. I think most people can see what he's doing here. I hope people can see what he's doing here, but I did just want to pick it apart a bit and show you the sort of obvious tactics that he is engaging in. He's lost so much legitimacy and clout that people just can't take him seriously to begin with. So this campaign is a joke. We'll see how it plays out. I suspect it will not end up going in his favor. Because once again, say it with me now, he's running as a Republican in California. You're not a serious person, Dennis. Sorry. That is pretty much all I have for you, so I am going to wrap this video up here. I hope this was at least a little bit interesting, touching back in, seeing where Deaf Noodles is now. There's a lot of stuff that I didn't get into that he has gotten up to over the past few years, but this is where he's at now. A channel that is floundering and an attempt to be a Republican content creator that is simply not working. If anything, I would argue he should just go back to covering influencer drama. That's always a booming market. Why not just lean into that? It's what you're good at, Dennis. Politics may not be for you, and that's okay. Especially if this is the sort of politics you're engaging in. Like I said, that's all I have to say on this. So thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you. And if you could leave the video a like, a comment, hit that subscribe button. That would be great. It would only take a moment and it would mean the world to me. My goal for this year is still to get to 1,000 subscribers. Very big goal. Probably won't make it, but I'd like to get as close as I can. So if you'd like to help me out, share this video with a friend, hit that subscribe button, get them to hit that subscribe button, and let me know if there's anything you want me to cover, you want me to talk about. Otherwise, I just like to yap, so you'll just be getting videos on my thoughts and opinions on various different things. Yeah, that's all I got for you. Once again, thank you for watching. Please check out my links down below, especially those Sudan donation links, and I will see you all later. So please, once again, take care of yourself, free Palestine, and goodbye.